Hi students, till now we have completed one-dimensional motion and then graphical analysis of one-dimensional motion. I will discuss a practical example of one-dimensional motion, that is vertical motion. Vertical. This is also one-dimensional. Vertical means actually it is one-dimensional motion along the perpendicular to horizontal. If you consider horizontal as x axis, vertical will be y axis. In case of vertical motion, you can project the body from ground in upward direction with certain initial velocity, or you can release a body from the top from rest, or you can project it in downward direction with certain initial velocity, or from certain height you can project it in upward direction. Only thing you have to understand is how to make use of the same equations of motion in case of vertical motion. And moreover, in case of horizontal motion, that is along x-axis, you can make use of any acceleration. Whereas in case of vertical motion, there exists only one type of acceleration, that is due to gravity, isn't it? You already know, due to gravity, there exists an acceleration always in downward direction. So the specialty of vertical motion is constant acceleration whose value will be 9.81 meter per second square, which acts always in downward direction. While dealing with vertical motion problems, most of the students will face the problem with the sign convention. Sometimes people may feel that downward, as it is downward, we have to use minus 9.81 meter per second square. Some people will feel that as the motion is accelerated motion, we have to use plus 9.81 meter per second square. You try to avoid all those confusions. I will give you one way of using the sign convention. That one way is always use upward as positive. Always use downward as negative. Is it okay? Means upward velocity positive, upward acceleration positive, upward displacement positive, downward displacement negative, downward acceleration negative, downward velocity negative. If you make use of this sign convention, you can solve the problem very easily. Is it okay? So in our analysis, what we will do is upward positive, downward negative. Like that we have taken forward as positive, backward as negative. Similarly, upward positive, downward negative. And then with the help of this, and I will make use of equations of motion, that is V equal to U plus AT, S equal to UT plus half AT square, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. In all these equations, the parameters are same. V is velocity at time t, U is initial velocity, S is displacement, A is acceleration. Of course, A we can substitute it as minus G by taking upward as positive, isn't it? Now let us analyze one situation. Let us assume that this is ground. From this ground, I will project a body with an initial velocity of u. I have projected it in upward direction. Let us suppose u is initial velocity. Then, do you remember I told you acceleration acts in downward direction. So I have to take acceleration as negative. Otherwise, the same information I can show it here. Acceleration is acting in downward direction whose value is 9.81 meter per second square. Have you observed initial velocity and acceleration are in opposite direction? If they are opposite direction, slowly speed of the particle will decrease because acceleration is opposing the velocity. If it decreases, after a certain time, it will come to rest. So final velocity of the particle in the upward motion will definitely become zero because it slowly slows down. That you know. If you project a ball in upward direction, it will go up, and finally it will come to rest. The same scenario, it will come to rest. Now while analyzing the situation with the help of equations of motion, I would like to find out some parameters which are related to upward projected motion. Observe. Let us suppose after some time t, its velocity is v, isn't it? And the height it has gone within a time t is h. And the maximum height to which it has gone is h maximum. Let us make use of the equations of motion in order to find out v first of all. Which equation you want to use? V equal to u plus at is a regular equation of motion. In this, I have to substitute u to be equal to plus u. Why I have substituted initial velocity? Because I have taken upward as positive. So my sign convention here is upward positive. I always continue with the same sign convention. If I take upward as positive, u will be positive u. The acceleration a will be minus g because acceleration is acting in downward direction. So the velocity after certain time t will be u minus gt is first equation. And then next one is how much height it has traveled after a time t is the next question. In order to find that, I will take the help of s equal to ut plus half a t square. As it has traveled an upward displacement of h, upward I have to take it as positive. Isn't it? Upward displacement will be positive. So I have to substitute in place of s plus h. Plus h is equal to, in place of u I have to substitute plus u into t plus half into acceleration will be minus g into t square, implies h is equal to ut minus half g t square. This is how the equation will come out. Next. Next thing that I want to calculate is how much time it will take in order to reach the highest position. Let us suppose t naught is the time taken by the particle to reach the highest position. How to find out t naught? When time t becomes equal to t naught, final velocity of the particle will become 0. Means when t equal to t naught, final velocity will become 0. Which equation you are going to make use? This one. In place of v, if you put 0, in place of t you have to place t naught. Implies 0 will be equal to u minus g t naught. Implies t naught will be equal to u divided by g. That is the time taken to reach the highest point. So time for upward journey of the particle will be equal to u divided by g. Next, how much is the highest displacement is the next question. How much is the highest displacement? Highest displacement is the height traveled within a time of u by g. That is one way. Otherwise, I will take the help of v square minus u square equal to 2as. When it has reached the highest displacement, final velocity will become 0. That is, v will become 0, isn't it? That is one way of solving the problem. Anyway, again, I will make use of this equation. When t equal to t naught equal to u by g, h will be equal to h max. Isn't it? Implies h max will be equal to u into, in place of t, I have to put u by g minus half g into t square. T square will be u by g whole square, which is equal to u square by g minus u square by 2g, which will be equal to u square by 2g. Means the maximum height to which it has gone, that is h max, will be u square by 2g. I can get the same result even with the help of v square minus u square equal to 2as also. That is v square minus u square is equal to 2as if I take up after traveling a height of h max, that is S is going to be plus H max. Why plus H max? Because it is upward displacement. How much is A? A will be minus G. Why minus G? Because it is downward acceleration. How much is the final velocity by the time it reaches the highest position? V will be equal to 0. Implies 0 square minus U square is equal to 2 into minus G into H max. Implies H max is equal to U square by 2G. Can you remember this relationship? You got the same result, isn't it? This is how you need to apply equations of motion to a body which has been projected in upward direction, which will give you a very good result.